Hey everyone, welcome to RPG Elite, which is where we put the RP back in the RPG. And we give you tools, tips, tutorials, talk, all kinds of stuff. Why? So that you can have a more immersive and enjoyable tabletop RPG experience. Want to say what's up to my elites? What's up? What's up to my returnees? Much love, much love. And also, what's going on with my greenies? Greenies? What are greenies? Greenies are those of you who are new to the channel. Welcome aboard and thanks for stopping by. I got two things I want to do before I get straight into the video today. Number one, of course, y'all who know what I'm about to say. Community tab, folks. It's the classic tabletop image of the week that I have posted up there. Here it is. Now, all you have to do is go over there and you have to guess what game it's from and what publication. Like, it's the core book, is it a module or whatever? And you're saying community tab, what is that? Not to worry, y'all. Calm down a little bit. Pump them brakes. There's a link in the description below. I got you covered. Go ahead and click on that after you get done with this video. Go over there and see if you got the juice. Do you know your classic tabletop RPGs? Well, we're getting ready to find out. So go over there after this video. Today we're starting something new. Product highlights. And what this is basically products that I use or products that I'm looking at using in the future. And I wanted to share it with you guys. These are not sponsored videos. They look like it. It looks like they're sponsored. It's not. I just put it together like that. It's just me giving you a little bit of love, saying, hey, if you want to use this stuff, you can. Just click on the link that's in the description below and go there and grab it. So our first product highlight video of the day. Then right after that, we're going to get straight into the video on Dungeon Alchemist, messing with terrains. And then I'm going to catch you guys on the other side. Hey everyone, our product highlight today is the Master's Tome GM screen from Stratagem. You can organize your campaign with this fully agnostic customizable GM screen. It's compatible with any tabletop role-playing game and is a GM essential. It will give you 8 convenient pockets to use. It fits 8.5 by 11 paper, so you can go to any copy store, print your notes, your tables, your lore, your art, and you can just slide them right in. The notes and tables are going to be for you as the GM, and that will go on the inside, while the other stuff like your art or your lore or anything else, miscellaneous stuff, your players can see because it also has 4 more on the outside. Now, it automatically comes with these little art pieces here with the little gem looking thing right there that comes with it. But another thing that you can do with this GM screen is you can take notes directly on the vinyl if you need to. It has templates that it automatically comes with. You simply wipe it away. Comes with a marker, comes with an eraser that's on that marker. The thing you got to be careful of is just make sure you don't leave that stuff on overnight or leave it on until the next session, God forbid, because it'll be a little hard getting that stuff off. So just make sure you just wipe it off when you don't need it anymore, and preferably before your session ends. Now, it stands 11.5 inches tall. It's over 3 feet wide, and then it folds down to just 1/2 inch thick. So it is very, very portable, very sturdy. Also, it's made of some really sturdy cardboard. So you can travel with this thing just about anywhere. Got a couple things to keep in mind though if you're going to grab one of these. Now, the first thing you got to keep in mind is that when you open and close this thing, it's made of a hard vinyl. So since it's made of a hard vinyl, you have to be careful about the creases here. Let me show you a little bit of what's happened with mine. In the middle, I don't know if you guys can see that in the middle right there, how it's torn away, right? All right. That was because the brother was folding and closing that thing way too fast. Just put it, closing up. Okay, so if you open and close it slowly, then this thing will last for a very long time. And even with my boo-boo on it, right? I've had this thing since 2018 and it is still good to go. And technically, you can kind of repair that with your little home repair. You know how you do. You get some tape and you put it on there and you'll be good to go. So if you get some strong tape and you put it on there, since it's hard vinyl, man, this thing is going to last for a while. Now, the second thing you got to be careful of is when you put your inserts in. Right here, I don't know if you can see this, but right here, you see this lip of the plastic where your insert goes in between the vinyl and the plastic. Don't pull that out too far. If you pull it out too far, these edges right here, they're just glued on. So what's going to happen is if you pull it out too far, guess what? It's going to break. So just make sure that you just get enough room in there for the insert and it slides in very easily. Now, I haven't had any problems with that. All of mine are still connected and good to go on there. So this was a dream for me. And believe it or not, the price is still the same when I bought it. Like I said, I bought this one in 2018 and this is still good to go. Use it for my virtual tabletops. I just have it right next to me on my desk. It's all, I just unfold it, have all my charts and tables right there. All I have to do is look to the side real quick and then look back to my screen. A lot faster than having all that information and trying to click on stuff inside your virtual tabletop. So what you have to do if you are in the market for one of these, go ahead. I have a link in the description below, my little affiliate link, y'all. Click on that down below and you can go and grab yours over on Amazon right now. You'll thank me later. Okay, so here we are in Dungeon Alchemist, and let's go through just the different kinds of terrain that the software has. Now, what you're looking at right here is what's called dark parchment, and this is all you get on dark parchment. You don't get anything else. You don't have any options or anything. It just lays this out right here. And this is for when you want to create just buildings on top of just a surface, or you can kind of use it as like a dirt surface since it's dark brown and you see all these little browns and splotches and stuff. You can be a little bit creative with it, but you can't do much because this is all that you get. So let's go ahead and look at the other three types of terrain that we can create. In order to create any kind of terrain or any kind of map, we have to do a new file. And instead of going all the way up there with a mouse and everything, I just press Control N and it pulls this up for create a new map. Now you can change the width and height, and I've already covered this in my previous videos on the basic overview of Dungeon Alchemist. If you have not seen those, these are the two thumbnails, so go and look for those after you get done watching this video. But down here is the different kinds of terrain. It only has 4, so we already seen dark parchment. It has forest, grasslands, and jungle. So we're just going to go in order here, and let's go ahead and create forest. Now, as you can see, you've got the different options. Not going to get into that since I've already done that in the previous video. So let's just get random here. So we're going to say elevation, let's say fords, and let's say, well, we'll keep it at flooded. We'll keep it at an evergreen clearing, and I don't know, let's do a plateau and just see what happens. Okay, pull back a little bit so you can see. All right, and you've got a little bit of a clearing. I'll move this over here, and in order to move this over, you just click on this. Here's something that is just very annoying. Every time that you make a new map, that menu pops out. If anyone from Dungeon Alchemist is listening, please fix that to where it just saves what you last had, because that's popping out every time that you do a new map is very annoying. But this is what you can get. You see this dark blues here, and you see the animation going right here, but just realize that this is only as you are working in Dungeon Alchemist. Animations do not export, but they make you feel warm and fuzzy inside when you're working on it. Let's do another map here. I'm going to press Control N, and we're going to do a grasslands. And let's go ahead and change this up to a ravine. No, let's do a canyon. And we're going to change this to lakeside. Meadow, we'll keep the meadow. And we'll do this. We'll get different on the mountaintops. See what happens. So you can see literally seconds it populates the map. And that also depends on how big of a map that you are creating. Let me put this over here again so you guys can see. So yeah, I guess this part right here, I think this is what's supposed to be the lakeside, a little tributary going to the lake right here. You have this mountainous terrain over here. Awesome. And seconds to do. Let's do one more, and we're going to stay in this one a little bit more. Let's do my control N. And we're going to do the brand new jungle terrain, which is in the newly released Abandoned Ruins update at the recording of this video. So I'm going to switch this to hills, do a little river. And right here, it only has 2 options. Another suggestion. Make a third option that says sparse growth, so we can just have a little bit of variety here. And I'm going to do water level, and I'm just going to keep the same width height. Let's see what happens. Okay, so here we go. We've got some nice little greenage, and got some banana plants over here, palm trees. Yeah, looking good. I think that's a huge lily pad, I'm guessing. So this is looking pretty good. So this is what you get just by putting in some options and clicking one button, and it automatically does it for you. Easy peasy. If you needed something extremely quick, that is literally how quick it is, within seconds. Let's go ahead and look at the different kinds of camera views now. Right here up in this top right hand corner is where you can just click and change your camera view. Currently, I think this is kind of the 3D top down view. If you want to click on it, this is the full 3D. And you click on it again, and it's just the straight top down view, just like for a 2D map. And I personally like to work in 3D because I export this to Foundry VTT. Now, understand that if you work in a particular view, that view is just what you are working in. It does not export. You would have to change that in the export settings. And again, I've already ran over that in the previous videos for the basic overview. So let's say you have this map that you've created, and you've decided that you want to add a little bit more real estate to this. You need a little bit more room. You got ideas for something. So what you can do is down here at the corner, and I'm going to put it like this. You'll see these little arrows, and they're at every corner here. One here, one here. Can't see the other one because this plant is in the way, but it's right there. And what you can do is when you want to add more, you just take this arrow, click on it, drag down like this. And as you can see, these gray boxes pop up. And this is how many rows of real estate is going to be added onto the map. Just let it go and it'll automatically do that. You can also do it to the other side here. Add 3, wait for it, and there you go. Now, if you wanted to take some away, you can do that as well. You just go in the opposite direction. So you go here, and there you go. And I'm just going to take, maybe I just want 2 taken away. And the green box, or red boxes, and it takes those away. Same thing for this area. You just go in to the map instead of outside the map, like this. Go up. And it will take those 2 away. So it's still like one, got 1 on each side, makes it a little bit bigger. But that is how you add and take away real estate. That's a new feature, by the way, from the Abandoned Ruins update. All right, so let's get into straight editing the terrain. So we're going to click on terrain right here.
I'll move this over a little bit, and I'm going to go in so we can see a little better. All right. So let's go over all of the different options that you have here. Now you have 3 tabs on the menu. The first tab is to edit terrain. Down here you have your brush size. Now your brush size is going to show up as a gray circle once you click on one of your options over here. So let's start with raise terrain, and I'm going to click on that option. And as you can see, my gray circle just popped up. Now it's at a medium-sized circle, but I like to work a little small. So I'm going to put it down a little bit. And we're just going to raise this section right here in the corner. So just click and hold your left mouse button. And if you move it a little bit, it'll just raise everything else. There you go. So you can see everything's raised there. If you want to raise this part, you can raise that as well. There you go. And you can just click on it once, or you can click and hold and then just go all over the place and then raise the terrain that way. Next is lower terrain. Obviously it does the opposite thing. Lowers it down. You can click on it and do the same thing. All of this at once. You can even click and have it go lower than what it was before. There you go. And then when you do that and go too low, you can see how the water right here is starting to show through. So I'm going to raise that up a little bit more again, just to get rid of that. There we go. And I'm going to raise this up for the next one. So our next one is flattened terrain. So the terrain is at a certain level, but you just want to have a flattened area here. So it raises up a little bit. And when you flatten it out like this, and there's other terrain on the other side that is not at that level, it'll raise it up and then flatten it out. Next is flatten terrain to room height. Now when you do that, it's going to lower it down until it gets down to the bottom of this map. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So right here. So we don't want to do that. We want to raise that back up. There we go. And now we want to smooth out the terrain. So let's find a better one that we can do that to first. Probably over here. So we're going to smooth this out over here. It does exactly what it says here. Like instead of having a steep, kind of sharp incline or decline, it smooths it out like this. See it? So it kind of smoothed out that. And I know it's hard to see because it's all green, but it just smoothed that out a little bit. So you kind of got this smooth curve that goes down to the river there. And if we wanted to clear out some of this stuff, which I do because I can't see anything over here. So I just want to clear this out. Just click on it. There we go. Okay, now that right there, I probably want to lower. And I want to lower it just because, no particular reason. Maybe raise that up a little bit more. And then flatten it out. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Good deal. And when you flatten it out like that, that's good for when you want to put buildings on top of the terrain and want to make sure everything is even. And these here are your kind of major terrain features. And you can also do bigger swathes of land because you can make your brush bigger, but I just like to work in a smaller brush. In the next tab over, you have painting your terrain. It also has a brush, has the same deal. And again, I'm going to put it down because I like to work small. And you have all the different kinds of terrain looks that you can just brush on. For example, if I wanted to make something like a dirt road, maybe I'll click on this. Maybe I'll probably take it down a little smaller. And maybe if I had said, okay, maybe from here to about here, we've got this dirt road, right? It's going underneath the palms and everything. You can always just move this around if you would like to see what's up. There we go. And then I'm going to move it around again. And let's say this is a dirt road that kind of leads to this building where we flattened out the area here. And if I didn't like that, I just click on that and just go through and take it out. Easy peasy. But let's say I want a little bit more. I just want a small little tributary that branches off from this river. I'm going to click on the water here, and I'm going to make it small though. I'm just going to make a real small one over here, and we're going to go through here. And let's see what we got. Ah, fantastico. All right. I'm going to put this around like this to make sure, because it looks like, there we go. There we go. Because I want to kind of keep those overhanging plants there. There we go. Awesome. Just a small tributary there. Not nothing huge, not nothing fancy. And you can do that for all of this. If I wanted to make this more mossy underneath here, I could just paint that on. But if I didn't want that, I can take it off by using this to erase it, or I could just press Control-Z since I did it all at once. So I get on the map and it disappears. And so that's how you paint terrain on. And you can paint it anywhere. Like if I wanted to do something like a gravel or rock road, I could do it here. Press Control-Z to get rid of that. So that's the second tab here for the terrain editing. Now let's say I'm looking at all of this and I'm saying, my gosh, I don't like this map. I thought I did. I really don't. Let's just start all over again. So you go to the last tab, third tab here, and it changes all of this. You can change your elevation and water and vegetation if you would like. Let's say I just wanted an island. I didn't want this. I wanted an island. And let's say I wanted a canyon as well. Still want the dense growth though. And then you push change and look at what happens. Dun dun dun. Actually, I really like that. Wow, I really like that. And then you can really start messing with things, right? You can come here, press raise. Maybe I want to raise some stuff over here. Put a little one over here. There we go. And maybe put one over here. That's just going to be by itself. A little small thing, maybe, right? I may raise this up a little bit, flatten it out, maybe put a building over here later on. Yeah, like a tower or a lighthouse or what. I mean, the sky's the limit, folks. I mean, the sky is the limit. Okay, so I did want to make you aware of some limitations that it has, and just these two limitations that I wanted to cover. Now, let's say I wanted to have a trail that goes through this mountainous area here. So I'm going to lower the terrain over here so we can make a trail. All right. There we go. I have this trail here. And move this up a little bit. There we go. All right, that's good enough. So I have this trail here. And let's say in this trail, you have like the torches that hang on the walls, right? Well, if you wanted to hang torches on this like cliffside here, you couldn't. You cannot, because it will not allow you to hang anything on cliff walls when they are terrain. If they were just normal walls of a building, you could place them there. But if they are terrain walls, you cannot do that. And now your second limitation, there's a workaround for that, but I'm going to do that in another video. Now, your second limitation is that if you are doing something like this and you have a network of trails maybe going through the forest or whatever, and then you export this out and you're using this in a virtual tabletop, you are going to have to manually put in your walls because it will not export the wall settings because it does not recognize the terrain as walls. So you're going to have to do that manually once you get it inside of your virtual tabletop. It's really not that big of a deal, but just a heads up, if you were expecting it to export like the other buildings and other rooms, they export the walls, but it won't do it for terrain walls.
I tell you, man, I didn't think that I was going to be using Dungeon Alchemist as much as I am. And let me tell you something. We're just talking about working on terrains. Over the weekend, I just was working on terrains, and you can lose yourself in that software. I am telling you right now, even though it's supposed to make our lives easier as GMs, you could easily spend hours just creating and messing with terrain and placing objects and everything. It's cool and it's great if you can temper, you know, your desire to sit at the computer for hours. Because we already do that too much now, right? Great program, great application. If you are looking to make maps, custom maps for your tabletop RPG, and you're running a fantasy campaign, go and grab this. It's $44.99 over on Steam. It'll do you good. That's going to do it for me, folks. That's it. It's all a brother's got. Hey, if you got a game this week, then I want to say happy gaming. I hope it's a wonderful gaming session for you. So if you like these videos today, then go ahead, at least for this one, crush the like button for a brother. And if you really like the videos, you're returning, you keep coming back to the channel, go ahead. Let's stop messing around. Hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell. I come out with videos every Tuesday and Friday. So until Friday, God willing, a brother has just got to
exit, stage left.
Peace in her grease.